This is Trez singing Coming From Where I'm Coming From by Anthony Hamilton, up and coming artist. The disappearance of Melinda. The disappearance of Melinda still remains unsolved history. It's a cold case by oral history. As told by the elders, is that she was an unlisted passenger aboard the Titan. She was traveling as a personal caregiver with a European contractor. April 1912, the Titanic hit an iceberg. I thought about jumping overboard to save I was too scared. Then I thought about sliding down the rope. Oh my God, they were shooting at all.
Sometimes you gotta walk to work, yeah. Sometimes you gotta do a little dirt.
I swam towards European life. They pushed me away. Then a big, large wave came, and it twisted me around like an opportunity.
My style looking kind
My
of
ancestors continued to search.
had
They
much
used
gas
dancing to
down the
tell the
ride.
stories. They told
Take the train.
They
You
told
took
the
it to a
history.
pub.
They danced.
Top
They
notch for fried
and they
chicken and
continued
soup.
to
They tried to be
search and search
good.
for me, but I remained
Tried to
lost
treat
at
you
sea
like a
forever.
Tried to be
But you know,
friend.
our
Turns out that you
ancestors
were
always come back to
Sometimes
tell
you get
you
along.
can't keep our history hidden.
Some things are what you see.
Corner signing out in honor of the Black.
Sometimes you get a little angry. Oh, sometimes you get the best of me. Well, try to be good. Wanted nothing but your love, somebody. Didn't want to die young. Said he hustling, trying to feed my family. Too scared to have kids and do like daddy did. Cause I'm so scared of fellas. Sometimes it get hard. Sometimes you gotta moan. Sometimes you gotta cry a little bit louder. Oh, sometimes you gotta fight the pain. Sometimes you gotta walk alone. Sometimes you get a little worried.
Let's get a shout out for Trez. So this is Urban Bell by Amanda Niles. Love and Mary Huntsville fan accused Martell host baby mama of shading his kids. Sherry said it's okay if she did. Every one of those children are smarter than her. So who cares? And that's my opinion. And she do try and shade those children, but why? Patricia says, I never pay attention to anything CS say. She's a non-factor to me. Yep. Oh, look at Melody, you guys. Yeah, this is Love and Mary Gossip Group. Black Lounge. Word on YouTube streets, Martell and Arian are married. Oh, that's why everything he does is a red flag. I doubt that it was said before. If they are, she's stupid again.
Humble, Lord, child, can't you humble yourself, the best of 1841, Jesus' work has just begun. 1842, Jesus read the Bible through. 1843, Jesus set the prisoners free. 1844, Jesus opened the heavenly door. 1845, Jesus brought the dead alive. I'm going to wing my way to Zion. Hallelujah, 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 wing my Zion. Hallelujah, hallelujah, that ain't all, let me tell you more. Jesus keep open the heavenly door. 1846, Jesus banned and healed the sick. 1847, Jesus rung the bells of heaven. 1848, Jesus opened the heavenly gate. 1849, Jesus turned the water to wine. I'm going to wing my way to Zion. Hallelujah, 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 wing my Zion. 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 That ain't all, let me tell you more. Beside I got religion just as well as you. I'm going to wing
And
my
so she
way
is
to
supposed to approve the show
Zion.
so she would have to put out the divorce
Hallelujah,
with Bailey and the baby. People are saying that Portia was a man stealer. But Portia said, no, I didn't run from the show. She said, I had already decided that it was time for me to step away at least 6 months before I told any of the executives what I was going to do. And long before I even met my now husband, she says, I was turning 40. I was hitting my 10-year mark on the show, and I really just had to reassess what I wanted to do and where I was and what I wanted totally out of my life. So that's where that decision come from. So now there you have it. But y'all, she said she did not quit the show because she did not want to. She quit the show because of she was assessing her new life, not because of the controversy between Simon and his new wife. But anyway, I hear it says that William took a relationship with Govadia public with her engagement in May 2021, revealing that they had only been together for 1 month. Govadia and ex-wife Phelan Govadia announced their divorce had been finalized 1 month prior. So y'all can see why people were saying that that Portia was dodging filming on The Real Housewife of Atlanta because of the controversy behind Phelan and she. Okay, so this says, I know it's fast, but we are living life each day to its fullest. I choose happiness every morning and every night, turning out all negative energy and only focus on positive wishes. So now we got Phelan, you got. Now we got Portia. Portia is oh boy.
With recordings and tell-alls and accusations and trying to take your kids and revenge porn and things like that. And to me is that no matter how I see, this is my unbiased opinion,
Right.
that Mel and I haven't had the best relationship,
Right.
In the past, but right is right and wrong is wrong, and there's to me, there's nothing. Well, I imagine there's something, but the lowest of the lows is taking your then wife in the most intimate moment that you can have, the most vulnerable and sharing moment that you could have, and her trusting and giving you that, that tape or whatever.
Yeah.
You kind of weaponize that, and I can't think of something lower at that point right there. And you're never going to win. And even someone that thinks like that, at that point right there, I lost respect. I lost respect at that point. And so now my thing is there's some things that people do that you can understand and you can cope with, but there's a level that people decide that they want to go to.
In a world where every peak climbed and every trail trekked leaves a mark on our planet, we find ourselves at a crossroads.
That I can't get down with that.
Yeah.
I can't get down with that. Because anybody that would do that in that moment, that means that anything I've ever had that I could ever use against you, I will use in your most vulnerable state if you push me to that. And I got some people, me and my brother got in fights all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hit in the face.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a line. You got to have a line. And the line is nothing to do with them. The line is about who you are as a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so my thing was with him, I think that I tried to tell him, and I tried to tell him over and over and over before when I wanted him to understand and get it. But at this point right now, life will teach you.
Yeah.
Life will teach you. Life will teach you. Life will teach you that there actually is a place in society for people who want to send pornographic pictures of their ex-wives out. There's a place for those people.
Yeah.
There's a place that you can actually sit down and think about those decisions.
What's that place, my brother?
There's time for you to think about that stuff. There's a reflection place. There's a reflection place. And when you go to those places, it's a little think tank.
Yeah.
Maybe I didn't get through to you. Maybe you need your thoughts in this little comfortable concrete place.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of stuff figures it out. Because you can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that you spoke to a really important piece when you said that at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. So being principled kind of usurps a personal bias or a personal, disagreement that you may have had with someone else. And I think that speaks volumes to a person's character. And in the case where people do kind of throw a lot of rocks at you and your wife's marriage and your personal character, I think scenes like that, where you are, standing on the right side of a situation, or being principled, I think that kind of adds that levity and that balance to some of that talk and shows your true character. Do you think there's an opportunity or anything that Martell could do at this point, right? Obviously, he can't undo some of the things that he's done, but is there a way for him to pivot and maybe make different choices that could show him in a different light at this point? What do you think?
Martell has to be consistent. The only thing that humans, the only thing that's worth respect in this world is consistency.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. Even if you do it and you hit an amazing shot, they're going to say it's luck. After you hit them 5 in a row, they say, put somebody on there, man. He can hit it from there. Ask Steph Curry. So at the end of the day, you have to be consistent in your approach. Martell has to change the identity of who he wants to be as a man. And his standard that he doesn't go down. When they go low, I go lower. Okay. Guess what? That's what when they go lower, when they go low and you go lower, that all that means is you're a follower.
Yeah.
Without standards. That's not a brag.
Yeah.
For me to get on some people's level, I gotta bend my back. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
You gotta have some
Yeah,
standards.
yeah.
Like, I'm not getting down there with you like that. You can get down
Yeah.
there after you get swallowed in the mud, get back up. I'm not gonna be on that level. When they go around and say all this kind of stuff about you, think that hey, here's the funniest stuff. We actually know with receipts and facts, know so much stuff about everybody else. What you never will hear is me going out there and outing someone that's going out there and doing a tell-all and snitching and gossiping and whatever like that. You know why? That's not my character.
Yeah.
It's about the character for me. I'd rather defend myself than accuse someone else.
Yeah.
Because I'm concerned with them. And so I think that with Martell, I think the challenge that he has is that he's going to lose the thing that and what I was trying to get him to understand, and he's not going to understand, that this is a guy that's not going to understand until it actually happens. When he throws that glass against the wall and then he tries to put it back together, the bottom line is he's going to lose the respect of his children talking about their mom.
Yeah, yeah, and that's what we call irreparable damage. Man, you're right. I think it's interesting that you've been able to maintain kind of like your own identity on the show, even when like your wife Letitia has had conflicts with certain other cast members on the show. You've been able to maintain your own identity and like these relationships on your own within respect, right? And so we see these sit down scenes, these 101s that you and Melody have during the season. We saw one is coming up where you guys literally talk through whatever is going on, and it's sprinkled with humor and a little bit of banter, but in a light way that is definitely palatable for the audience. How are you all able to do that, and how does that impact your relationships with the other cast members, per se, in the case of Stormy, right? We know that Stormy and Letitia are not having the best time, seeing eye to eye right now. But what's your
So, right here, my cell phone call, he's cold and Martell, a weak man. Got a weak mind and a weak man. And then I think one of the questions Dustin talks about people having my soul, saying my soul got all these feminine energy. He's always fussing with women's in the different chats. So he could call himself clapping back at Martell with feminine energy. You at war with a woman, which is true, which is his ex-wife. But my soul seems like he tried to distance himself from this ROP. He see the seriousness of it, so he trying to distance himself. I'm wondering, what you gonna do if Martell gonna have you subpoena to come to court to testify? What would you do? Will you be singing the same old song? Would you get up there on the stand and be bold enough to talk about a hotel in his face like you're doing with Dustin? Well, here we go, you guys.
no question, right? Martell has often mentioned like that, he was pushed to make the decision to make the threat allegedly that he sent via text message to Melody. And he keeps saying that, when somebody's poking you, but we haven't yet gotten a clear, defined occurrence from him, right? We haven't gotten, well, Melody did this or said this or did this, and this influenced my choices. What can you tell us that you've seen that may have influenced some of his choices, as bad as they were, obviously? Have you missed something, or is what are we missing here, Marcel?
I will say this, okay? Yeah. I will say that if someone can poke you and make you do what they want you to do, then they're stronger than you are. So all you're confessing to is being a weak-minded person, okay? That's number one. So you can't allow someone poking you to cause you to act. Because at that point right now, you're being controlled. And they have the stronger mind in that situation. So number one, once you give up responsibility for your actions, then you're out of control. Yeah. So you cannot blame your actions on other people. That's number one. But the second part of it is,
do y'all know this interview just like the reality show with these men? Not talk about anything that you got going on now. Everything gonna be Martell or Melody. And talk about what about these lawsuits? What's going on with Zen Garden? What's going on with Building Mutuals? All these people coming after you. Tell us the story behind there. And how did you get to that place? What's going on with Rock Manor? Why do we always got to have these people come on exclusive interview? But this exclusive interview been about Martell and Melody.
Yeah. I mean, yes, we know that. We know for a fact that, we know for a fact that Mel has activated her flock, her following, her deplorables, to act. She's done that.
And what's deplorable is Uncle Festus. Uncle Festus, the lawyer, was found with a DUI. Drunk, y'all. A lawyer now. And then we got all these people already that we know. Somebody been deleted by a drunk driver. Somebody been made handicapped by a drunk driver. Somebody, even myself, I've been smashed between two cars and come to find two trucks. Come to find out, they were somebody driving that truck. One of the truck drivers was drunk. Yeah. Talk about that. I mean, here he is. This is doing while Maurice right now. This is a live interview while Maurice is in jail. Sorry, y'all, Uncle Fester.
I've said it 1,000 times, and this is the case. Mel and Martell struck one little match, and they threw it into a forest of trees. That match turned into a blazing fire. They walked away and haven't thrown a match in a while. But their hands are not clean from not throwing a match. They threw the match. And so now the melometers, they're just, they just got their agency of deplorability, and they're just trying to attack everybody and anybody,
Really?
They're not happy with themselves. But at the end of the day, they started it. But Martell, to a certain extent, he's acting like he doesn't care what people think. He cares everything about what people think. Yes, he doesn't watch the show, but he catches the highlights. He knows everything that's going on in the show. So those things are not true. The truth is that he cares too much about what other people think, and he's trying to control that narrative by getting his story out. He's not doing this to get his kids, because you wouldn't do this to get your kids.
Yeah.
So, started the company here in San Francisco. Fast forward, we're now about 100 employees. Look,
it takes you away from them, actually, as we've seen with
takes you away from society.
Yeah, as a whole.
For 23 hours a day.
Yeah, and clearly there has to be some sort of different approach made there when it comes to something, because what we've seen are attacks, right? We haven't seen any sort of bridge being built or any sort of attempt even to have harmony. We've seen the attacks and we've seen the result of those attacks. And so it just makes it kind of difficult when it comes to understanding his POV and his decision making in those cases. So what is it that you can say, though, after spending 6 seasons on the show and having a relationship with what the fans have to say? What do you have to offer, right, to the viewers to kind of maybe shift their focus, and maybe even some of the Melodies fans who have not been maybe the most welcoming, right, to other stories on the show? What do you have to say to them to kind of encourage them maybe to look at things differently, or is there anything you can offer the audience?
Justin, what stories do they have? You mean talking about we've not been welcomed into other stories? What stories do they? That's the problem. They won't give us a story. They give us all this fake stuff. Like they fake millionaires. They got motels. They got mansions. We welcome stories. We welcome them. But when they come on with these fake stories, and then you like, hold on, that don't sound right. And you check it, you find out that it was all just a lie.
As we go this season.
Well, I don't think you can encourage the melometers, because I don't think that they have the intelligence that I can't speak to them in a language that they can understand, right? And so whether they're too smart or I'm too stupid, I'm not smart enough to communicate well with them. Okay, because I think that there's a comprehension gap between reality and what's seen on a television show on Saturday night. I had someone. I'm building a house around the corner, and I had someone make a comment that said, "You can tell he's lying because we didn't see it on the show." And that made me understand them better. It makes me understand their life. So no, but what I would.
My son, you said you're building a house on the corner. When did this happen? Because you've been building bedrock. Bedrock is what we saw. Now let's keep it going. That's the reality of what you showed us. You showed us bedrock. You showed us all these rocks. And then and then we come to find out later, why don't you talk about that? Well, you're gonna talk about the melometers, thinking that you learn about building a house on the corner. That's not far fetched because you yourself said in that report, shall I bring it out? You have never built nothing from the ground up, my soul. You said that in testimony in court. You said that. And then y'all come on the scene like y'all so happy to y'all building on this rock. You gonna build this mansion. And then teacher got to talking about the part of the land that she gonna put her mother on. You guys, and this is what we see. Let me keep it going. No, you're the delusional one. When will you build a rock manor? When will you talk about your mess? Because even out there on them rocks, you gotta lean on them rocks out there.
Say for fans is the same thing that I would say to anybody else. I would say walk this situation through in your real life and see how that really adds up. How does this add up in reality? You know, we're at an age right now. We have to ask ourselves, what is it really, and what's really going on, right? And so when you say, hey, this person's lying about this right here, say, well, is what they say. Can you prove what they say? Right?
Yeah.
You know, so I think that the fans need to allow television to be television, understand that they see an edited version of what is probably true. And if they choose to like these people and engage with these people, liking one person, liking someone does not mean you have to agree with everything they say.
Yeah.
You can love someone. I mean, if you've ever chastised or spanked your kids, you know that you can love someone to the ends of the earth and totally just give your heart to them, but you don't have to believe that they're always telling you the truth. Sometimes they make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And give that right to politicians, give that right to entertainers, give that right to celebrities. Kobe is my guy.
Yeah.
I love Kobe. Kobe was wrong for the shit he said at Shaq.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? People are human. So just because you ride with them, just because you're a melometer, doesn't mean that Miller doesn't mess up sometimes. All right? And if you don't, here's my thing. Make her a billionaire. Go take out a second mortgage on your house and buy a $50,000.
Here go that feminine energy, y'all. Here go that envy and this jealousy. It's in his face. It's in his voice. Yes, you got it. Listen to that. He's upset because this woman is out here grinding. She on her grind making money and he don't know how to do it.
And shirts.
Go back
with them. Just because you're a melometer doesn't mean that Miller doesn't mess up sometimes. All right? And if you don't, here's my thing. Make her a billionaire. Go take out a second mortgage on your house and buy 50,000 shirts.
50,000.
Hey man, buy 50,000 shirts. I don't care. Buy skincare, shirts, do everything. Support her, buy her songs, do everything. Make her a billionaire.
Yeah. Well, speaking to that, I think that, again, one of the things that we love most about the show is we were introduced to the original 6 cast members as a unit. And, you know, high or low, we've been able to follow these stories based on you guys sharing. So just thank you from the viewers, Marceau. I think we're in the